Hi everyone, hope you all are good. So we're going to start with grade 9 maths. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 maths. Click on view all lessons and we're going to start with the chapter geometry. So here is the list of the lessons we are going to cover today. The lesson name, chapter name is geometry. The lesson names are special right triangles. Then we'll do the final test of the chapter. Okay, okay, so let's start with the first lesson, that is special right triangles. So let me write down the lesson name, then we'll start. Special right triangles. Special right. Okay, here is the lesson. I'm on special right triangles. So let's just start with the examples. Got it? Let's start with first one, that is we have to find. See, you are given with a triangle. So two of the sides of the triangle, two of the angles of the triangle are 45 degrees and one is 90 degrees. So that is the special triangle where you one of the angle is 90 and two of them is 45 degrees. Got it? So let me just draw the triangle on the board and then we'll do the example. It is 45, it is 45, it is 90, and we are given with 9 square root 2, and we have to find the side length, that is C. Got it? So you have to find the side C. Got it? C equals, so C equals, okay, so hypotenuse is 9 square root 2. Okay, we know that the hypotenuse is always equals square root 2 times the leg. Got it? So it is 9 square root 2. Got it? So 9 square root 2, and here you have square root 2 times the leg. So divide both sides by the square root 2. So square root 2 and square root 2 got cancelled. That means the leg equals 9. Got it? That means the value we need to find is equal to 9 yards. C equals 9. Also, one very important thing about these special triangles. In a triangle 45 degree, 45 degree and 90 degree, the length of the hypotenuse is square root 2 times the length of the leg. That is actually the most important thing that I've explained. Hypotenuse equals the square root 2 times the leg. That is the case when you have the special triangle 45, 45 and 90. Got it? Okay, let's start with the example. Okay, find the J, that is, you have to find the side length J. Again, it's a special triangle. It's 30, 60 and 90. When you have a triangle that has the two angles, one of them is 30, 60 and the third one is 90. That is the case for the another special triangle. Got it? So let's just start with the how to find the value of the J. Got it? Let me just explain. Okay, so you are given with the angles 30, 60, 90, and you have the value of J. You have to find the value of J. You have uh, you have to find the hypotenuse, that is 30, 60 and 90. Got it? So how do we find the value of J? So in this case, whenever you have to, and the one side you are given is 7 mm, this one is given. Got it? So whenever you have the length of the hypotenuse, whenever you have to find the length of the hypotenuse, use the length of the shorter leg. Got it? The shorter leg would be, it would be hypotenuse equals 2 times the shorter leg. Got it? That 7 is 14. Got it? If you are given with the shorter leg, just do 2 times shorter leg. If you are given with the hypotenuse, you have to do 2 times the hypotenuse. It will be 2 times 7 equals 14. Got it? So for this one, the side length equal 14. So just select the correct option, then click on the OK button. Got it? Okay, the next one is, again, you have a 30, 60 and 90 triangle. It's a special triangle. Got it? 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. Let me just draw the, I'll use the same triangle. I think in this case you are given with the hypotenuse. Okay, the hypotenuse, you are given with the perpendicular, that would be square root 3. You have to find the value of the shorter leg. Got it? In this case, you have to find the length of the shorter leg. Okay, so when you have the case, you are given with the hypotenuse and you have to find the length of the shorter leg. So it would be the longer leg is always equals square root 3 times the shorter leg. Got it? That is the case when you have to find the length of the, this is the longer length, this is the longer leg, this is the shorter leg, and this would be the hypotenuse. So this is the case for these special triangles. Whenever you have to find the longer length, you have to do square root 3 times the shorter leg. Got it? So the shorter leg is, you have to find the longer length you are given is square root 3. This is the longer length, and then you have to do square root 3 times the shorter leg. Got it? You have to find the length of the shorter leg. So it would be, divide both sides by square root 3. Here cancelled, it will be 1. That means the length of the shorter leg is 1. Got it? So the correct option for this one is 1. Just select the correct option, then click on the OK button. Got it? It would be 1. So let's just move on to the next one. Okay, the next one is, it's again a 30, 60 and 90 triangle. You have to find the length of the hypotenuse now. Got it? So how do we find the length of the hypotenuse in a 30, 60, 90 triangle? Let me just, I'm going to use the same triangle. Okay, the values given are 8 inches and W. You have to find the value of the W. Got it? So how do we find the value when you are given? We know that the hypotenuse in this case equals 2 times the shorter length. Got it? Whenever you have to find either the shorter leg or either the hypotenuse, use this one. Hypotenuse equals the, this is the for the triangle 30, 60 and 90. Got it? And the one we just did is the shorter leg, the longer leg equals, these are the two equations you have to use for the 30, 60, 90 triangle. That the next other one we use is longer leg always equals 2 times the shorter leg. That's the one I just used for the question. Got it? So use this one. The hypotenuse, you have to find W equals 2 times the, W equals 2 times the shorter leg. The shorter leg is 8, so it would be 2 times 8, and 2 times 8 makes 16. Got it? Sorry, the longer length is square root 3 times the shorter leg. This one is for the hypotenuse. For the hypotenuse, it will be 2 times the shorter leg. So it would be 2 times 18. That means it is the 16 inches. Got it? Okay, let's just move on to the next topic. You can complete the test by yourself later today. So let me just move on to the next topic. The next topic is the final test for this same chapter, geometry. Let's start with the final test for the chapter geometry. Got it? Let me just click on the back button and let's start with the final test. So let's start with the final test. That is the final test of the chapter. Okay, what is the perimeter of the square? So perimeter of the square is, you have to add all the side lengths for the perimeter. Got it? Whenever you have to find the perimeter, you have to add all the side lengths given. So square has all 4 sides equal in length. So it would be, so square has all 4 sides equal in length. If one of them is 16, meter must be the sum of all the sides. So just add all 4 values. It would be perimeter P equals 16 plus 16 plus 16 and plus 16. So it makes 64. So perimeter for the triangle is 64 centimeters. Got it? So just select the correct option, then click on the OK button. It is 64. Okay, the next one is, look at the triangle. What is the value of U? So you are given with a, sorry, rectangle, not the triangle. It would be U. You have to find a U. It would be 17 yards. And you are given with the parameter that is 44 yards. Got it? So what is the perimeter of the rectangle? Perimeter, sorry, it is 44. The perimeter of the rectangle is 2 times length plus width, isn't it? the perimeter of the rectangle equals 2 times the length plus width. Got it? So you are not given with the width, you have to find the value of the width. You are given with perimeter, that is 44. 2, you have the L, that is 17. You have to find the value of the width. So it would be 17 plus W. Got it? So just solve the equation. Okay, so just solve the equation. It would be 44 equals 2 times 7 is 17 is 34 plus 2W. Move the 34 to the other side. It would be 44 minus 34 equals 2W. So it would be 10 and 10 equals 2W. So divide both sides by the 2 because you have to find the value of W. So let's just divide both sides by 2. So it would be 2 times 5 is 10. So that means the value of the W is 5. Got it? So select the correct option and then click on the OK button. That would be 5. Got it, everyone? If you have any problem, please write the question in the chat box. I'll answer all your questions if you have any. Okay, find the length of the missing leg. Got it? You have to find the length of the missing leg. You have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the length of the missing leg. So let's just use the Pythagorean theorem because it's right angle triangle. So for the right angles, you have to use the Pythagorean theorem. It would be A, 8 yards and 17 yards. So the Pythagorean theorem, it would be side C. Hypotenuse is the longest side in the right angle triangle. It would be A and it would be B. So Pythagorean theorem must be the square of the hypotenuse equal sum of squares of other two sides. Got it? Either you can write hypotenuse equals the adjacent divided square. Hypotenuse equals adjacent square plus the leg square. This is the leg, this is the adjacent, and this would be the hypotenuse. Got it? It would be hypotenuse given, that is 17 square. You are given with the adjacent, that is 8 square, and you have to find the value of the A. Got it? It would be A. So 17 square is 289, I think. Let me just use the calculator. 289, and that is 64 plus A square. Got it? Move that 64 to the other side. It would be 289 minus 64 equals A square. So 289 minus 64 is 225. Got it? So 225 equals A square. Square root both sides. So 225 is the square of 15. That means the length of side A is 15. Got it? So it would be the 15. So just select the correct option, then click on the OK button. Got it, everyone? Okay, for the next one is the figures below are similar. What is the value of the B? So you have to find the proportion between the similar sides. So it would be, for the greater one, it would be 8, the length is 8, and for the smaller one, it would be 4. So it would be then 8 divided by 4, and make a ratio for the missing side. So it would be 6 for the longer prism, and B for the, it would be 6 divided by B. So just solve this proportion for the B. You have to find the value of B. Just do cross multiplication. It would be 8 times B and 6 times 4. So it would be 6 times 4 is 24, and divide both sides by 8 because you have to find the value of the B. It would be then B equals 8 times 3 is 24. That means the missing side length is B equals 3. Got it, everyone? So just select the correct option and then click on the OK button. Okay, just look at the rectangular prism. If the length is doubled, then which of the following statement about its volume will be true? Okay, so it would be the rectangular prism. So if the length is doubled, wait, look at the rectangular prism. If the length is doubled, then what would be the volume of the rectangular prism? Got it? So how do we find the volume of the rectangular prism? So the volume of the rectangular prism is length time width time height, isn't it? The volume of the rectangular prism is length time width time height. Okay, now you are given if the height is, sorry, if the length is doubled. So if the length is doubled, just replace the L with the 2L times W times H. That means you have 2 times length times width. That means the volume would be doubled. Got it? If the length of the rectangular prism is doubled, then the volume, the new volume is 2 times the old volume. Got it? So the correct option is that this is the first one. The new volume will be 2 times the old volume. Got it? So just select the correct option, then click on the OK button. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next topic. That means we're going to start with the new chapter. The new chapter is linear functions. Identify the linear. We're going to start with the new chapter, that is the linear functions, and the lesson we're going to start with is the linear functions. Here is the lesson, linear functions, and the topic we're going to start with is identify the linear functions. So let's start with identify linear functions. Let me write down the lesson name. Identify linear functions. Got it? So we are given with the functions. We need to learn how to identify the functions are linear. Got it? So the word linear comes from the word line. Got it? So if a function makes a straight line, that means it's a linear function. Got it? So if it is a straight line, then that means the function is a linear. Let's start with the first example. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? So you are given with a graph. You have to identify if it is a linear. If the line is a straight line, here is the graph is a straight line, that means the function is linear. A function whose graphs is a straight line is a linear function. The graph of a non-linear function is not a straight line. So the word linear comes from the line. So if it's a straight line, that means it is a linear function. If it's not a straight line, then it is a non-linear function. Got it, everyone? That's how you identify if the function is linear or not. Got it, everyone? Let's start with the test questions. Okay, the graph shows a function. If the function is linear or non-linear, which is the correct option? Linear functions are the functions whose graphs are a straight line. So the one that is given is a straight line. So yes, it is a linear function. The answer is linear. Got it, everyone? It would be the linear function. Okay, the next one is this graph shows a function. Is that function linear or non-linear? So you are given with a graph, you have to see if the graph is linear or non-linear. So which function is it? It is the non-linear function. Got it? Because the graph is not a straight line, so it would be the non-linear function. Got it? So just select the correct option, and the graphs for the linear function must be the straight line. Got it? So if the graph is not a straight line, that means it is a non-linear function. Got it? Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? The graph is a straight line. Got it? That means it is a linear function. Got it? So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. It is the linear one. Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, the next one is the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? it would be the linear function. Got it? Because the graph of the function is a straight line, so it must be linear. Okay, the next one is the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? Is it linear? No, it is not a straight line, so it is not the linear one. It is the non-linear function. Got it? So just select the correct option and then click on the OK button. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? So which is the correct option? It is a non-linear function. Got it? So the graph is a non-linear. Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? It's a straight line. That means it is a linear function. Got it? So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? The graph is not a linear. It is the non-linear function. Got it? So select the correct option and then click on the OK button. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? It is a straight line. Got it? The straight line is always the linear function. So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? It is a straight line. Got it? So that means it is a linear function. So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next topic. The next topic is find the slope of a graph. So the next lesson is, let me write down the lesson name. Find the slope of the graph. Okay, you're given with the graphs. You have to find the slope of the graph. Got it? Okay, the slope is always the change in y divided by change in x. So you can use any of the points on the graph, put the values in the equations, that is change in y divided by change in x, and find the value of the slope. Let's just start with the test question. Slope is basically the change of the y values and change divided by change of the, okay, just look at the graph. Use any 2 points on the graph. I'm going to use this one, that is x is 10, y is 60, so the point is 10 and 60. Use any 2 points on the graph, 10 and 60, and the other point I'm using is this one, that would be x is 20 and y is 90, so it would be 20 and 90. Got it? So these are the x values and these are the y values. So it would be slope is change in y divided by change in x. It would be x1, y1, it would be x2, y2. So it would be then y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So y2 minus y2 is 90 over 60. Sorry, 90 subtract 60. This is y2, this is y1. So it would be 90 subtract 60. And the x values are 20 subtract 10. Got it? So 90 subtract 60 is 30 and 20 subtract 10 is 10. So 30 divided by 10 is 3. That means slope of the graph is 3. Got it, everyone? So the slope of the graph is 3. So just select the correct option and then click on the. You can see by that means the graph is changing by each time it is changing by the 3 blocks. Let's see 1, 2 and 3. So the first intersection is right after the 3 points. The second intersection point of intersection is again 1, 2, 3. So it will be after the 3 points. So the slope is 3. You can find the slope from the graph also. So the I have selected, yes, it would be the 3. So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, for this one, let me explain from the graph. For this one, the slope is again 3. You can see 1, 2 and 3. The first point of intersection is 3. The second one is again 1, 2. Okay, let's just find the value of the slope. Let's just use the points. Okay, the first one I'm using is this one. Okay, it is 2, not 3. It would be x is 50, y is 10, 50 and 10. The slope for this one is 10, 2. Let's see, x1 and y1. Okay, then you have 60 and 30. X is 60. I'm using the other point that is 60 and 30. Got it? This is x2 and y2. Okay, use the slope that is change in y divided by change in x. So y values are 30 subtract 10 and the x values are 60 subtract 50. So 30 subtract 10 is 20 and 60 subtract 50 is 10. So 220 divided by 10 is 2. Yes, the slope is 2. Got it? So you can find the slope without calculating the values. Just find the point of how the next it would be like the first point of intersection x and y values are 50 and 10. The next one is after the 2 blocks, it would be 2. So it would be the slope of the function is 2. Got it? Okay, so what is the slope for this one? It would be here is the first point of intersection and here is the second one. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the slope for this function is 4. Let me just calculate. It would be when x is 60, y is 10. It would be 60 and 10. Okay, the second one is 70 and it would be 50. X is 70 and y is 50. X2 and y2. Okay, so the slope is change in x divided by change in y. So the x values are 50 subtract 10 and the y values are 70 subtract 60. So 50 subtract 10 is 40 and 70 it would be 10. So the slope of the graph is 4. Got it? So the correct option is 4. Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, so what is the slope for this function graph? That would be the first point of intersection. And for the second point, 2 is this one. So change in y, how many y values are what? 2 and 3. That means the slope for this function is 3. You just have to check the change in the y values. So it would be y values is changing. X value is changing just by 1, like from 1 to 2. And the y values is changing from 1, 2 and 3. Got it? Like for the first one, here is the point of intersection for the first value, and for the second value you have moved just 1 point right, and for the up you moved 1, 2 and 3 point up. So the slope for the function is 3. Got it? So just select the correct option then click on the OK button. Okay, so for the first value, here is the point of intersection, and for the second value, just move 1 point right, so it would be here. That means you have moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, so would be the 5. So for the function is, if got it, you can use the value I'm using on the white method I'm using on the whiteboard, and also you can use the one I'm finding it from the graph, so it would be the 5. Got it? So just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, look at the graph. Okay, just use the first point here, and when you move it to the 5, it would be here. Got it? So how many points you moved up? You moved 1 right and 2 up, so the slope for the function is 2. Got it, everyone? That is the easiest way to find the slope of the function from the graph. Got it? So it would be 2. Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay. The next one is, so what is the slope for the next one? Okay, so what is the value for the next one? So for the next one, it would be, you just move 1 point right from here to here and 2 points up, so it would be 2. So slope for the function is 2. Just select the correct option and click on the OK button. Okay, so we have completed the test questions. So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the topics we did today. So we have covered 4 of the topics today. They are from the chapter Geometry. The lesson names are Special Right Triangles. Then we did the final test for the chapter. Then we have started the new chapter, that is Linear Functions, and topics we've covered today are Identify linear functions and find the slope of the graph. Got it? So these are the lessons we have covered today. So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the topics we did today. Also, if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Got it? So that's all for today. See you in the next session. Also, if you find the session helpful for you, please click on the like button right below the video. Got it? So that's all for today. See you in the next session, everyone.